Disney Imagineers are the group of people responsible for creating many of the Disney parks and attractions we know today. Whilst many remain behind the scenes, a few have made appearances within the parks. Let's explore some Imagineer cameos at the Disney parks. Leota Thomas joined Disney in 1940 in their ink and paint department, one of the few job opportunities for women at the time. She later ended up transferring to the animation department as an assistant animator, where she met her future husband Harvey Toombs. The two got married in 1947, and Leota Toombs would end up leaving Disney to raise her two children, Lorne and Kim. In 1962, Leota returned to Disney, joining WED Enterprises, the original version of Disney Imagineering. There, she worked on several projects like Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, the Country Bear Jamboree, and Pirates of the Caribbean. However, she is best known for her significant work on Haunted Mansion. One day, Imagineer Yale Gracie approached Leota about being a test face for the psychic in the crystal ball, which Toombs was happy to help out with. According to Kim Irvine, Leota's daughter, Toombs had the right details like her cheekbones and her eyes were the right distance apart. After the test, Gracie decided to keep Leota's face model for the psychic and called the character Madame Leota. Whilst Madame Leota's face belongs to Leota Toombs, her voice belongs to Eleanor Audley, who had previously voiced Lady Tremaine in Cinderella and Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty. Yet, Leota Toombs' actual voice can be heard at the end of the attraction, beckoning guests to hurry back as little Leota.
Make final arrangements. We've been dying to have
you. That isn't where the story ends though. In 2001, Disney decided to add a Nightmare Before Christmas overlay to the Haunted Mansion during the holiday season. As Leota Toombs had passed away in 1991, her daughter Imagineer Kim Irvine was asked to step in as face model. So, the majority of the time, Leota Toombs can be seen in the Haunted Mansion, and when Jack Skellington takes over, it is her daughter instead. In 2006, the Tower of Terror opened in Tokyo Disney Sea, but this version of the attraction was not themed to the Twilight Zone like those found in the Western Hemisphere. Instead, Imagineers came up with a backstory for the Hightower Hotel, with its owner Harrison Hightower III being a world explorer and thief who mysteriously disappeared on New Year's Eve 1899. Hightower was hosting a party to display his latest find, the Shiriki Utundu, but he failed to believe the idol's curse and extinguished his cigar on its head. As Hightower entered an elevator shaft to take the Shiriki Utundu to his office, lightning struck the hotel and Hightower mysteriously disappeared. Now in the 1920s, guests are on a tour of the Hightower Hotel with the New York Preservation Society, leading to them facing the Shiriki Utundu. Throughout the attraction's queue, guests can see paintings and portraits of Harrison Hightower III, who may look familiar. That's because Imagineer Joe Rody was the character model for Hightower, being asked to pose for photos and paintings that could be used for the attraction. As Harrison Hightower III became a part of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers lore, Easter eggs for Hightower also reference Joe Rody. For example, a book in the Skipper Canteen was written by Hightower called Everest Expedition, Search for the Yeti, a reference to Joe Rody's involvement in the creation of Animal Kingdom and Expedition Everest. Joe Rody is not the only Imagineer to become a character model for a Society of Explorers and Adventurers member. In 2013, Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom received a new interactive queue and backstory, introducing guests to Barnabas T. Bullion, the owner of Big Thunder Mining Company. If you're wondering what the T stands for, it is Tony, with Barnabas being based on Tony Baxter, the Imagineer behind Big Thunder Mountain. Also in 2013, Mystic Manor opened at Hong Kong Disneyland, containing several portraits of SEA members. Maestro Delfman was based on composer Danny Elfman, who provided the score for Mystic Manor. Another portrait shows Dr. J. L. Batterista, who was based on Joe Lanzicero, the lead Imagineer on Mystic Manor. Finally, the portrait of Professor R. Bluehimmel is based on Imagineer Robert Coltrane, with Bluehimmel meaning blue sky in German, a tribute to Coltrane leading the Blue Sky team at the beginning of so many projects within Imagineering. There are a lot of Imagineers at Disney, so not everyone can be featured in the Disney parks. Yet something that started with Leo Toombs in the 1960s continues today with Imagineers having cameos in Disney attractions, particularly with the help of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. So next time you're at the Disney parks, keep an eye out for Leo Toombs, Kim Irvine, Tony Baxter, Joe Rody, Danny Elfman, Robert Coltrane, or Joe Lanzicero. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on the Distory channel.